Yo, what's going on, guys? It's Jack and welcome back to another video. So yesterday I made a video asking you guys to where if you want you can ask me anything, get to know me, and this video is going to be pretty much like a response video to that, to where I basically answer your questions, and you guys have left a good amount of them in the comments section. And first and foremost, I wanted to say that there are those of you also that left a few comments that are not questions in the comment section, but you had some very nice things to say, and I wanted to say thank you very much for leaving those. But for time's sake, because this video is really long enough as it is, I will be leaving those comments out. I'm just going to be focusing on the questions. So please don't feel disrespected or ignored or anything like that, or offended. It's just that this video is really long enough as it is. So and it's basically, I just want to basically get to answering everybody's questions, because some questions are actually going to be a little bit more in depth than others, because some questions require that kind of answer. So please don't feel offended. And some of you guys have some very unique names here on YouTube. So if I mispronounce your names, please don't be offended. I apologize in advance. But yeah, without further ado, let's get straight into this, because we got some questions to answer. So we're going to start at question number 1 here. And Justin Kittle asks, would you say that chocolate peanut butter is the best protein powder flavor? Oh, Justin. You know what? To be honest, I haven't tried it yet, because I literally today just finished my last vanilla ice cream protein powder flavor, which is amazing, and I mix it in with almond butter, and I add peanut butter in there to make it taste even better. And I'm a lover of chocolate, so I've got to stop being a pussy and to get that flavor, as well as the banana strawberry one, because the guy at the store, at the food store or whatnot, the health food store, said basically to try that one, because everybody's going ape shit over that flavor. So I think I'm going to go get both, actually. And after I taste it, I will definitely let you know. But to put everything into place from a logistics standpoint, I would probably have to say it could very well be the best, if not one of the best. But I will definitely keep you informed. And thank you very much for your question. All right, moving on to the next one. Do you like, Tomas McCreesh asks, do you like sports? What is your favorite team? Soccer, American football? What do you teach? If you like sports, please check Gaelic football. Best sport, LOL. Where did your logo come from? Thank you. I love your bids and anticipate every upload. Thank you very much for the kind words. And comments like that are one of the things that definitely keep me going after 3.5 years of doing this YouTube stuff. And thank you very much. My logo came from, kind of inspired from art, from box art from a game called, I think it was called Spider-Man Shattered Dimensions or something like that. And there were every different Spider-Man was on the cover of that, and there was one behind the other. So I'm like, let me do a different version of that, but it's obviously not going to be Spider-Man. It's going to kind of be my own thing, so to speak. And that's what I came up with, and I used that in Emblem Editor in Black Ops 2, and I was using that for my guns, my emblems, and stuff like that. And lo and behold, fast forward some time later, I decided to use it on the YouTube channel, and it was the first time I actually posted it on here as my logo. It was actually a screenshot from the game, and then I decided to just say screw it, I'm going to upgrade everything like a year later or something like that. When I decided to upgrade my channel art and everything, I basically said, okay, I'm going to use the photo editor just like I use for the thumbnails, and I'm going to create it from scratch on a photo editor and make it look nice and clean and professional. And lo and behold, that's the final product right there. What do I teach? I used to teach martial arts for a living. And do I like sports? Yes. I played a shit ton of basketball. I also watch, I only watch soccer when the World Cup becomes a thing. I don't watch football, even though I played a little bit of it in high school. And in terms of my favorite soccer team, I really don't watch soccer all that much unless it's the World Cup, but lots of respect towards England, Brazil, Argentina, just to name a few teams, Italy. These guys are really amazing at what they do and masters of their sport for sure. And thank you very much for the kind words and your questions. So moving on to the next one. Egregious Arts asks, who are your favorite martial artists and when did you take martial arts? What inspired you? My favorite martial artists are Bruce Lee, Donnie Yen, Jet Li, Jackie Chan, Michael J. White, and Scott Adkins. And who inspired me? Well, all of these people continue to inspire me till this day, including Bruce Lee, which was my initial inspiration, because I had a video of Bruce Lee in my house and I was playing it over and over again to the point to where I was imitating the fight scenes, and I actually had them memorized to where I didn't even need to look as it was happening. I just listened to the sound and I would do the moves and they would be spot on. And I did this time and time again until one day my mom walked in on me in my room doing that. And the next thing you know, fast forward sometime later, I'm in my very first martial arts school. So there you go. And I first started when I was 8 years old, and I stopped teaching when I was 27. And thank you for your questions. Moving on to the next one. X6ShotX, it's 6Shot, asks, I'm curious about your setup. What editing software you use from both editing videos and making your graphics and thumbnails? What mic do you use? Would you consider doing a setup video in the future? Not necessarily soon. I'm just curious if you would consider that type of video instead of your usual. And 6Shot, thank you very much for your question. And yes, I will be doing a setup video in the future after I get every single thing that I want in terms of the camera. So that way, any video that I make, whether it's a vlog, I'm kind of foreshadowing here a little bit, whether it's a vlog or a setup video of that sort or whatnot, I definitely want a good mic so that way you guys would get a good quality and a clear picture when you watch. So that is one of the things that I want to get. I want to get the PC so that way I can render and make videos clearer and faster, better quality, streaming with the face cam and streaming and all that kind of stuff just to upgrade everything. Because if I've upgraded my channel, I might as well upgrade my software and hardware as well, which is something that I look to do within the next year. And what editing software do I use? You're going to laugh at this. Every single one of you are going to laugh, but I use a free trial version of VidPad Video Editor, and I use GIMP for making my graphics and thumbnails, which is basically the free Photoshop. It's the free version of Photoshop. Photoshop is a little bit better in terms of what you can and cannot do, but they're almost identical, though, from everything that I've seen and from everything that I've heard others say. And what mic do I use? I use the Blue Snowball. All right. Thank you for your questions, 6Shot. Love you, girl. All right. Moving on. Lee G asks, how old are you? What is your favorite Call of Duty? Where am I from? Really good channel. I hope it can grow really fast, maybe 50K this year. Your channel is active and good, so that's not impossible. Thank you very much for the kind words. And once again, you know, comments like this are definitely what keeps me going, keeps me motivated, as well as the support and people that I've been talking to back and forth. But I'm 34 years old, and my favorite Call of Duty is Black Ops 2, and I live in Florida. And yeah, thank you very much for your questions and the kind words as well. Takeout Fur asks, have you ever heard of a song in Spanish? If not, there's a song's name that you can reach and listen to, Vienen a verme. Or if you had heard a song in Spanish before, what do you think about the language? In terms of the language, I think it's an absolutely beautiful language, just like the Hispanic women of all the different countries, whether it's Mexico, whether it's Colombia, all the, you know, Puerto Rico, whatever. Hispanic women are absolutely gorgeous. I think the Spanish language is beautiful. I took it for 2 years in high school, and I've been in the restaurant business for a while, and I've spoken a lot of Spanish in there. I'm not fluent, but I can at least communicate to a certain extent. But I would like to be fluent at some time. And yes, I have heard a song in Spanish, and you hear it in the restaurants all the time because they like to play that in the kitchen. And also, going even before that, when I was 18, 19, 20 years old, I listened to a lot of Pitbull. And my first Pitbull album that I ever listened to was Miami, which stands for Money is a Major Issue. And there are a few songs in that album that are in Spanish as well. And I like them just as equally as I like the ones that were in English. So thank you very much for your questions, and I hope that answers it. All right, moving on to the next one. Going down here, Mr. Bills asks, I know YouTube's been a roller coaster of a ride for you, and I'm glad things are finally going in your direction. I was wondering if you would recommend doing YouTube to anyone based on your personal experience. The way I see it, it's a platform to get things off your chest, but of course you would know firsthand. Yes, it is a good way to get things off your chest, absolutely, but I would recommend it to anybody as long as they have two things. There's these kind of invisible requirements, so to speak, for them to even be considered for recommendation to doing this YouTube stuff, in terms of, especially if they look to find some success in doing it. Number one is you got to have a love and a passion for doing this kind of thing, and that should come first and foremost. And number two, have consistency. You do those two things, and all the other things like like for instance, communicating with people that watch your stuff and all that kind of stuff, and trying to get your name out there respectively and remaining true to yourself, and not being corrupt, so to speak. You do all those things that I just mentioned, especially having a love and a passion and consistency. Absolutely, go for it. Have fun with it. And I hope that answers your question. Moving on, Kurokami Najimi asks, favorite guns of all time? Mine are Black Ops FAMAS and World of War Thompson. Also, which COD is the easiest? I think Black Ops 3. All the previous CODs are actually easiest. That's one of the things I noticed. Yeah, all the previous CODs are very easy. Black Ops 3 is easy. Black Ops 2 is easy before it was hacked. Yeah, I haven't really been playing all that much, but Advanced Warfare, Infinite Warfare, Black Ops 3. I haven't played World War II, but I don't really look forward to doing that either. I didn't never really like the game that much, but every previous Call of Duty is easy. I mean, obviously some cater to a certain playstyle more than others, depending on the game, but all the previous ones are pretty much easy. And if you struggle at first by going back and playing it, it's going to be a temporary struggle because you just have to kind of adjust to the little differences that each game has. But I would say all the previous ones are pretty easy. And in terms of favorite guns, let's say Modern Warfare 3 MP7, AN-94 from Black Ops 2, and the HBR from Advanced Warfare. And Black Ops 1, I played with the Galil, I think, more than any other gun during that time. But I like the FAMAS as well. The AUG as well is really good. I like the AUG because it's also like a more balanced FAMAS, in my opinion. But those are some of my favorite guns. So thank you very much for your questions, and I hope that answers it. And from the last one, from Shadow Ninja, and he asks, so what do you think came first, the chicken or the egg, and why? Well, I guess it depends on what you believe in. If you believe that everything started with just two people, if you believe that God created two people and basically everything kind of just spread out from there, then I'd probably say the chicken came first. And if you don't believe in that, well, it could go either way. It could be the chicken or the egg. It could have been the egg that turned into a chicken. I don't know. But that's pretty much it. So that's an impossible question to answer, I guess. But I did my best in answering it. But anyway, that's it, guys. That's it. That's all I got for this one. This is actually my third take in doing this. I wanted to get the commentary right. I wanted to get the questions answered without going too well overboard. And the reason why it was the third take is simply because I took way too long in certain questions. So I tried to keep the balance. But all in all, though, I hope this pretty much answers your questions, and I hope you are satisfied with the answers at least. So I look forward to seeing what you guys have to say in the comment section. And please bear in mind that I do read every single comment. I just don't always respond, simply because obviously I respond by at least leaving a thumbs up or a heart in the comments, because again, you guys are very, very responsive. Sometimes, honestly, with the good things that some of you guys have to say in terms of about my channel and the content and everything like that, sometimes I really don't know what to say. And the best way that I say thank you is by basically like leaving a thumbs up or a heart or whatnot. But honestly, sometimes I just don't know what to say because I never really thought I'd make it this far. So, but yeah, that's pretty much going to do it for this one, guys. Oh, one more thing that I wanted to say before I end this video. If you guys are curious as to why I'm such a low level in these gameplays, it's because this is very old footage. I haven't been playing over the last 2 weeks. I've been extremely busy. As a matter of fact, in the last 9 days, I've worked 13 shifts. And I just finished my 4th double shift in a row. And 12-hour shifts are a pain in the ass, especially if you're spending a majority of your time on your feet. But it was very well worth it because I finally have some breathing room now before I start my new career, starting this year, or should I say next year, in a few days or whatnot. So I'm really, really excited. It's been something that's a long time coming, and I also wanted to say thank you very much for those of you guys that have been very supportive on Twitter. Because of whatever goes on in my life, sometimes I don't always make videos about it. I also tweet about things. So for those of you guys that have been very active on Twitter back and forth with me, I wanted to say thank you very much. You guys have been absolutely motivational and supportive, and I couldn't be thankful enough to have you, as well as everybody here who's been supportive from the beginning up until this point, or to whenever you joined this channel for whatever reason whatsoever. Thank you very much. I will always appreciate your support. I hope my answers were good enough in this for your questions, and I hope you got to know me a little bit better from this video. So that's all I got for this one, guys. Thank you for watching, and as always, if you enjoyed the video, let me know, and if you didn't, let me know what I can do to make my videos better. I'll catch you guys on the next one.